Hey guys, this is Emily and you are watching The Burrow. Today I want to talk about my favorite art resources, and by that I mean stuff that I generally just look at or listen to that inspire me or get me motivated. So the first one is Chris Oatley's Artcast, and he actually used to have two podcasts. Chris Oatley was more of like almost a vlogging style podcast at the beginning, and then he also had the Paper Wings podcast with another host, Laura Innes, who is the author of the Dreamer comic, and I really enjoyed both of those podcasts, and they kind of recently amalgamated both of them, and I'll leave links to those down in the description, of course. Had I never listened to Paper Wings, I probably would have never found the confidence or ability or inspiration to restart my comic. Even if you aren't into comics or maybe not even into drawing, you could probably still get something from the podcast. Actually, their last couple episodes I think were interviewing writers, so a lot of the principles and the tips and the information they give you can be related to other creative things, not just webcomics and not just drawing. So they're also really nice people. I had the privilege to meet them when I was in California a few years ago, so yeah, I definitely recommend that. Another type of book I like to look at when I would like some artistic assistance is the Tangled art of book. I actually have quite a few art of books. I like to collect them for movies that I really like, but this one is one of my favorites, so I thought I would just show this one in this video. A lot of the art in this book is by Jin Kim and Glenn Keane, both of whom are totally amazing Disney artists, and I just love the overall style of this book, and the aesthetic and all the backgrounds in it are just beautiful. So looking at really good art really gets me motivated. Lastly, one of my favorite art resources is Tumblr. It's one of my favorites because it's free, just like the podcast and everything, but there's a huge artist community on Tumblr, and there's actually an official tag. It's called Artists on Tumblr, so you can browse that tag and see a lot of different stuff. And I used to be a big user of DeviantArt when I was getting really serious about art when I was about 16, but it seems like everyone on DeviantArt has kind of moved over to Tumblr. It's just a lot easier to browse on Tumblr and keep up with the artists that you like with the whole endless scroll thing. I have gotten to certain points in my life where I couldn't stop really comparing myself to other people on Tumblr, and I was getting jealous of other people, and I just had to take a break from it. But if you can kind of set that all aside and maybe not obsess over it and just maybe take a casual look at Tumblr, like I don't look at it every day or anything like that, and I used to try and do that and look at every single post and make sure I kept up with everyone, but just going down and seeing what other people are working on has really inspired me, and I especially like seeing people's webcomics on there. A lot of people cross-post between their main website and Tumblr, the pages of their webcomics, so I like seeing the updates there, and whenever I see a really good webcomic, it makes me super motivated to work on my own comic too. So yeah, those are my top 3 art resources that I wanted to share with you guys today. What are your resources for whatever creative thing you like to do, and do you have any you want to recommend to me? But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
The big thing, right, is I'm launching this new project called the Japan Standard here. I'm trying to launch it by the end of March. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, which is really, really frustrating for me. And then I'm also working on refining the fiction project, currently known as Beyond the World, which is a really terrible kind of name, into something that I can publish, right? Which has gone through drafts and drafts and drafts, and is pretty much at the point where I can go in front of a professional